Don't you dare!
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Maria! No!
Hey guys, how's it going? Now that Sonic Shorts Volume 10 released, I thought of making a little behind the scenes video of my short, just like I did with the date. We're gonna revise the original idea and script, designs and references, concepts, rough animation and compositing. So yeah, let's just quickly jump into it. First of all, the original idea was written by the Wax, Broly, LGP Animes and inspired by Mimipion. They basically had the concept, dialogues and the overall joke of the short. So what I did was I basically took that, I made it into a second version of the script for voice actors and added a couple more jokes like Shadow trying to escape, Maria visibly getting shot in the head and her overall accent too. So what you see in the end was a mix of a bunch of ideas by different people and I think it worked out really well. Anyways, now let's talk about visual design. First, let's talk about Shadow. For him, I used the same design I made for this old short, so I already had the model sheet, expressions and such. And as for Maria, I kinda went in a different way, since my short was a bit longer, and yes, that's a phrase, I had to cut some corners in order to finish it in time. To give you an idea, I started working on this short on late July and finished only 1 or 2 days before our deadline in early December. That's reflected on the fact that I didn't make a full body rotation of Maria since, well, first of all, you don't always see her full body, so I only made it from the chest and upwards. I also made a lot of in-betweens on her rotation so I could just copy and paste every angle of her head to save time animating. And since her design is based off the official Sonic channel art, I just used that as a reference for the rest of the body. Here are some concepts, some character story and different variations for the color of her headset. Next, let's talk about the Animatic. Again, very simple design, you can see some differences like the background having the console always visible. That was the original idea, but I felt it was a little bit distracting and having the chat and stream layout was already pushing it a little, so I had to make the background more simple. I also wanted to have Shadow making a lot of filler jokes in the background. I had some ideas like having more and more cardboard characters each time, like those old PewDiePie videos, you guys remember those? I also wanted to have Shadow dancing as a gift and having him do a T-pose when Maria runs to grab him. But again, because of time, I had to delete most of them and only leave the cardboard here. And mainly, I also thought they would distract the attention of the viewer from the chat, which is way more relevant to the joke of the short than having Shadow just do some silly stuff in the background. As a little fun fact, it didn't make sense for Shadow to be here when he had already placed the cardboard and escaped, so I had to make it fall only to have an excuse to have Shadow in that spot again so that Maria could grab him. That's why he is picking it back up here. Also, again, just like I did with the date, since I was the only one animating and already had the idea in mind, I didn't make a layout and went straight from the animatic to animation. This also saved me a lot of time. As for the animation here, there isn't much to say honestly. There weren't many changes, only some differences in timing and such. You can see there's a lot of layers, mainly because of characters being on top or behind of either each other or the table right here. Because if you didn't know, when only part of a character is on top of either another or a prop or object, you have to divide the character into different layers. So that's what I had to do on the table, chair and when Maria interacts with Shadow. You can also see that I only animated in this corner here, which is obviously because that's where the camera will be in the final version with the stream layout and everything. And now here for the infamous part of the short. Maria getting shot. Yeah. For the animation part of this scene right here, I have never animated someone getting shot, so naturally I had to shoot someone to get references. In GTA 5. Yeah, I actually got on GTA 5 and shot someone in the head, recorded it, and used it as a reference for this part. That's what you do when you have to animate something you haven't ever done before. You just look up references and that's how it's done. I also had to recreate the Twitch bit donation pop-up message. The way I made it was simpler than I thought at first. I just looked up a GIF, removed the white background, downloaded the font Twitch uses, and then put everything together in Premiere. Also, as another little fun fact, people who attended SonicCon UK 2024 and Sonic Revolution 2024 got to see this exclusive unfinished version of the short. You can see exactly where I was at when SonicCon happened because of the sudden change in quality here. Almost every name of people in the chat here is based off special guests of SonicCon UK. You can also see the stream layout is different on this version, especially in this corner here. This is because when I made this version we noticed that my watermark would get in the way of the chat, so I had to leave a little space for it. Now, speaking of the stream layout, let's talk about it. I personally don't watch streamers, or at least not many, so I had to go to Twitch to find references of stream layouts and what information people put there. Also, for the background of the layout, I just reused the green stars background I use for my videos and changed the icon and colors to suit Maria better. Also, for Maria's logo, I originally wanted it to be a moon with a star, but it looked a bit too similar to a certain flag, so I added a bunch of stars, kind of referencing the moon blowing up in Sonic Adventure 2. Special thanks to RGP Animes who recreated the Twitch suspended screen at the end. He did an amazing job. One thing that was difficult was choosing an IP for Maria, as I didn't want to accidentally actually dox someone in real life. I had to investigate and learn about IPs in order to pick one that could not exist. So yeah, if you look this IP up, nothing will happen. At least I hope nothing happens. You can also spot some Easter eggs in the chat here, like Sonic Paradox members, some Sonic YouTubers, and some in-universe characters too. A special thanks to the Wax for most of the character name ideas. And now as for the background, they are very simple. The only interesting thing I can think about is that just like with the animation, I only used this corner here. This is how the background looks without the stream layout. And finally, for the composition, here I added some visual effects like this Aurora Borealis kind of thing, some stars, shadows, and soft lights. Something that always happens to me is that every time I have to use After Effects I forget how to do most of these things, so I had to watch my own tutorial to remember how to do them. I also used some effects from this video right here. Huge shout out, and I can't recommend this channel to you enough if you're into animation. So yeah, I think that will be it. Thank you all so much for your support. It really makes every second of working in different projects absolutely worth it. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment and I will do my best to answer. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, links in the description, and why not watch some other videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time.